Follow me on my first day of my great adventure with my Trawler Yacht Whitehorse, a Grand Banks 36 of 1974. In the last episode you could be with me when I examined my boat and did a sea trial. After that I fixed the deal and returned to my home in Norway. There the preparations of the big adventure got in the final phase. I already had nearly finished my sea education that would allow me to travel on all seas with boats of up to 24 meters. Now I passed my last exams and got my skipper's license. Meanwhile, I also had to make the planning for this long journey that should take between 28 and 50 days, depending on the sea conditions and the weather. I also had to register the boat and find insurance in Norway. And last but not least, I had to find an experienced seaman that could be part of the journey and be my guide in my new abilities. When everything was ready, I found a date with the sales agent when I could take over the boat, so that he could organize to have the engines serviced and some additional work done that I would have to pay for. For the 22nd of April, I booked the flights to Paris and a train to Quimper in the Bretagne. We arrived there in the evening and moved to the boat that was ready on the quay. We, that was my partner Anita, her brother Ståle, who was an experienced captain of large ocean-going freight ships, and I. For the next 2 days, last preparations and first test turn to the islands of Glénan were planned. This video covers this period. The marina of Port-La-Forêt is situated in a beautiful environment with a nice pond and a golf course nearby. It offers also some restaurants, very nice sanitary installations, a rich nautical shop and an active wharf that can help you fix problems with your boat. The people at the Harbour Master's office are very friendly and helpful. The first day was used for internal boat installations, as the service on the engines was not yet finished. I had brought with me an AIS security device that allows ships and boats to see each other early, and a new VHF radio, both registered in Norway. Then the boat, that had been called Bretagne in France, was renamed to the new name Whitehorse. This name was suggested by my partner, as I used to have a log cabin in the Yukon not far from the city of Whitehorse. Secondly, because the boat has a white appearance and reminded her of a proud horse. And thirdly, because it should ride on the waves that are sometimes called white horses. Today our boat got its name Whitehorse. The next morning we filled the two large fuel tanks with about 1200 liters diesel, as well as the water tanks with about 600 liters of fresh water. Then we prepared for the test journey to the islands of Glénan. The weather report was good and promising. For me, it was the first time to move the boat out of the tight mooring space of the marina using the 2 engines and the bow thruster. Under the vision of Ståle, and with his hints, all went well and soon we were on the way out of the marina. The marina of Port-La-Forêt is very nice and tidy. It is part of the small village Port-La-Forêt and can host up to impressive 1140 boats, including yachts of up to 60 feet. This makes a favorite place for many residents in French Brittany. As the bay offers good opportunities for sailing with constant winds that blow often, there are many top sports yachts to be found moored, some of them entering the race around the world. After having found the way through the maze of channels to the exit of the marina, we crossed into the bay of Port-La-Forêt in southern direction to the Glénan Islands, about 10 kilometers off the coast. It was a pleasant journey, and we watched many sailboats using the fresh wind. As you might have noticed, the speed of my boat is sometimes very high. Well, in reality it is not as fast. This is due to the time-lapse motion I have chosen for some of the sequences. If you so far enjoyed this video, please press the like button and subscribe to my channel before watching the rest. Have fun! Further out on the sea, some stronger winds came up, and the waves began to rock the boat. This was time for Ståle to tell us some stories of his adventures with large waves when he worked on large ships crossing the Atlantic Ocean.
Det var en tur ifrån Bergen, vi skulle ner till Danmark. Når ting begynner å røre på seg, skulle vi ikke flytte, men vi skulle ned til Danmark. Og det var en fairline. Over 40 kilometer. Og vi gikk sydover Haugesund, og så var det litt nordvest.
On arrival of the islands, the sea got calm again and we found a nice anchoring place to enjoy the warm weather and sun. Ståle opted to try his luck on fishing. Many other boats shared the narrow strait of sea between the islands, and people were fishing, diving and swimming. Ståle was successful and caught some nice and big mackerels, and Anita prepared us a tasty lunch with the fish and fresh salads we had bought in Port-La-Forêt.
Det stekes makrell her borte i bussen. Det er Whitehorse catched mackerel, French territory of in a French fishing zone.
Does it taste well? Does it taste good?
Excellent, yeah.
Okay,
That was my French.
thank you. Too soon it was time to leave, and we were excited to see how our anchor winch would perform. All went smooth, and soon the anchor was secured and we could get on our way back to the marina. In the late afternoon, the sea was calm, and the journey back to Port-La-Forêt offered good time to use and enjoy the upper flybridge, where we had a beautiful sight of the shores and the boats that were sporting in the wind.
Balans, siger lite grann så. Balans, så. Tryck rösten in.
Just about 7 o'clock, we reached our mooring space. We could establish that we and our boat had managed this first task, and everything was okay to go ahead with leaving the marina the next day. In the next episode, we leave the marina of Port-La-Forêt and head west. When reaching the western end of this coastline, we changed course to north in direction of Brest. You will see how we experienced sudden change of wind and large waves tested our seaworthiness. I hope this video did meet your expectations. If so, please press the like button and subscribe to my channel. You will help me to publish new videos for you. Thank you very much. If you have questions or comments, you're welcome to write me and I'll try to answer.